Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. And now that is out the way, I will not act like I'm on AM fucking radio. What the fuck's the deal? All of you ugly motherfuckers. What's poppin'? I'm here with you. We here together. We gonna make this shit pop. Lindsay, what the fuck is going on? My dog.
Like, what will be a breaking point for you where you just like, you know what? I'm out.
Yeah, so I was about to say this is where we asked the audience.
Yeah.
So
you already
said cheating, right?
Yeah. Cheating.
Okay.
So you're not giving a pass or nothing like that.
There ain't no way.
That's no way.
You want to do it twice. There ain't no way. You lose the second result.
So it's like if it's cheating for her, like so if it's cheating for you the same way too? Yeah. So like if you cheat, do you feel like I need to leave this relationship?
If I would ever cheat, I would leave you first.
You such a gentleman.
Hey, I do what I do.
You such a gentleman. That shit don't happen in real life, but you such a gentleman. Anything else?
In the moment.
In the moment.
That's different. I wouldn't be in the moment.
So you wouldn't put yourself in the moment. I got you.
Yeah. Like, make it make sense. Like, cause what's the moment?
When I decide it's the moment, it's the moment.
Oh, okay.
If I never say to myself, like, I should probably get out of here.
So like, do the whole time you just like, oh no, this cool. This ain't. We just chilling. She just wanna rub my back. That's cool. Ain't nobody tripping. It's like, oh, okay, okay, ooh, all right, you ain't gotta kiss my neck. That's okay. Cool. This is not the moment yet.
Not yet.
It's not the moment yet.
I didn't do it.
So it's like, now my pants is down. This is.
If she pulls them down.
Oh, this ain't the moment. This ain't the moment. This ain't the moment.
She did it.
This ain't the moment. So when is the moment? When you're done, you like, yeah, this is the moment.
Just said, bro. I'm like, I was supposed to go to the store. I was gone for 2 hours.
I had to go get my bro,
that's
right?
The moment, yep.
That's the moment.
That's the moment.
Okay, so that's your.
What you
So this is cheating for you. Like, if she cheats, oh hell no. But like, I just had to wait on the moment. Like, no. That's ain't the moment. That wasn't the moment. No, she sucked my d. I didn't ask for it.
I don't say the words.
It's like, no. I didn't know. You know when I feel something wrong, baby, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. When she was like, I was like, maybe it's time for me. Ain't no restaurateur gonna run up on Keith Lee. Let's just end that shit right there. Y'all talk a lot of shit, but y'all not about to run up on. Ain't nobody about to run up on him, slap no food out his face, and tell him, bitch, what? Like, that's just not gonna happen to you in no way, shape, possible.
So Saucy Santana got in on it. He pretty much was like, tag me in. And he snapped on DJ Academics and told him to pull up. He was like, go to my page. We got all kinds of bookings. We outside. Come pull up at one of the bookings, and I'll beat your motherfucking
ass. Saucy Santana just doesn't look like the homosexual man that you gonna hit, and he looks like that dude off of Low Down Dirty Shades. He ain't about to grab his face and be like, "Oh, Bernard,
him, you slut, Bernard."
He about to beat the dog shit out of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I'm laughing because it's gonna be so funny because you're gonna see a dude massively beating the shit out of a man with an open fist, and you gonna hear bitch. What's happening?
This is the issue we talk. We have said that before, but I have to always integrate that when we come up in here. All the pleasantries was out the way, but I always have to give a shout out. And I always have to speak out for TikTok and Twitch. For my individuals that are on TikTok and Twitch right now that are listening to us, love y'all to the fullest. Again, this is the itch that we talk. I am Lily, the host of this show. I'm gonna try to give you as much trash talk as I can. I am with not only my co-host, the lady that pushes the bells and the whistles, the lady that makes sure that we're on YouTube and every social media platform that we can be, the lady that does the background work. When we ever get sponsors, she is going to make so much fucking money. And you have no idea. I will hands down say that, listen, the minute we get like sponsors and we get background approval and all the extra stuff that's going on, listen, fellas, if you like 6'5", you like 235 pure muscle, you know, fat nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got good things going on in your life. You ain't got a bunch of baby mama. Like, she's gonna be a catch. Like, I ain't gonna lie. She gonna be worth a mint. She ain't gonna be listening to no fuck niggas. So you gotta bring more money to the table. But let's give a round of applause for my cousin, Lindsay.
Hello.
It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. Let's put it in perspective. Let's just say, boom, all of a sudden, out of the clear blue, we get 100,000 subscribers. We start getting endorsements. We all of a sudden, this is what we focus on. This is our job now. You think a nigga? I'm gonna say this with pure respect. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, my guy. But you think yo Uber driving ass is gonna get Lindsay? Because you tall? You out of your rabbit ass mind. You out of your rabbit ass mind. Like, don't even think.
Hey, depends on the kind of car he's driving for Uber. No, I'm playing.
Yeah. Don't give nobody no false hope. You start getting famous. It's a nigga right now be like, shit, I drive a Suburban. Like, nobody give a fuck.
It's brand new, leather seats. I only pick up Uber Black.
Yeah. Don't nobody give a fuck, nigga. Like, nobody give a fuck.
Oh goodness.
You're not even eating at the places that you're going to pick up. Like,
Lord have
let's
mercy.
not do that. Some people are.
Yeah.
But if this is your main thing, nah, that ain't what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, Beckerman is watching. He said, what an introduction. Yeah, I was not ready for that one.
I always try to change up my introduction for Lindsay because y'all just don't know how great she is. I keep telling y'all, if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for her, it would not be no me. Like, I would not be on social media doing what I do if it was not for Lindsay saying, dude, this is where you need to be. Period. Yeah. So I'm always big her up.
I appreciate you. I try. Yeah. But how are you doing since we've been snowed in practically for a week now?
Snowmageddon 25. Listen, I've been working. Like, my job said, we don't care. We need you.
Right.
I've been at work.
Hey, you live in Missouri. It's par for the course. So.
Yeah. Been at work. We don't care about none of it. Unless it like totally ice is over, they don't care. Like a little ice and then snow, they say you can drive on that.
You know, you really can't have that type of excuse when you drive a Hummer. It kind of doesn't work.
You can't?
No.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. For the person that drives a Hummer, What a Hummer can't do is dance on ice.
But you can do the Tootsie Roll. Like,
No.
you may not can do a whole, Alvin Ailey routine, but you can do a little Tootsie Roll. You do a 1-2 step.
Nah. Listen, this is a 2-ton vehicle. If you slide, ain't no stopping you. Just gonna keep it 100 with you. Ain't no stopping you. And what you're doing, if you're in a car, you might take out one vehicle. I'm gonna take out the lot.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess that makes sense because them 18-wheelers last week.
Exactly.
Ooh, I had never seen nothing like that in my life. It was like they all said, let's meet up in Kansas City and get a week off work. Like,
exactly. Listen, I'm telling y'all, and I don't drive an 18-wheeler. I drive a Hummer.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, nigga, if I slid on the highway, I'm fucking all y'all up. You know, the only thing stopping me is the bridge. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's the only thing stopping me because my car is way more bigger than y'all. And no bragging, I sit on 34 inches. Like, I don't sit on regular tires. I sit on big tires.
Right.
I sit running through y'all like, nigga, I'm a monster truck out there.
Right. Loud pipes, big rim, wood. That's my life.
Nigga, that's my life. Hey, listen, I grew up on Cash Money, so
right.
I'm really that Cash Money nigga. Like,
right.
when people see they a lot of, even on that side note, a lot of you bitch ass niggas be on some extra shit. Like, bro, I'll be cool. All my finances is straight. I ain't on nothing. I ain't on no drugs like the rest of you niggas. And y'all still be having a problem with a nigga like me. But again, loud pipes, big rims, nigga, that's my life.
Right. Beckerman says, I would hope they would at least be licensed by the Livery Commission. That's why I don't trust Uber. I'm all about the proper certification. I hear that. All the CO2 emissions without any of the winter stability on a functional all-terrain vehicle. He just read your ass.
This is, wow. You know what, Mike? I ain't even gonna do it. You good. Hey, man, you have a great life. Have a great life.
Oh my God.
Like, because listen, for my audience that is listening to me right now, if you're watching and you've seen Mike's response to me, I'm gonna tell you what Mike's response is in real life when you go through certain things. You can say some things like, yeah, I might only got comics when I had enough money for it. And he was like, you ain't got the comic 612 of this and this and this and that. Like, nah, we couldn't afford it. And he was like, oh yeah, I forgot, y'all are poor. Like, it's the type of time he's on.
Oh my God.
He's a very privileged nigga. Right. And when I say that, I'm a put it in utmost respect, because, like, no disrespect to him, but, like, he's half Mexican, so he's a very privileged nigga.
Oh man. Ooh. Was that a read or what?
Yeah, I'm not, I get it. I understand.
Man.
Continue to help shovel your neighbor's yards, my dude. I'm gonna just run through the neighborhood.
Right. Just like, move, get out the way. I'm coming through. But yeah, so yeah, that has been pretty much what's been going on. Folks been moving folks out the way, and then other folks been getting stuck and getting pinned in between 18-wheelers. That was insane.
Yeah, it's been wild. It's been wild out here.
Yeah, it really has. Then after a few days trying to figure things out, getting back to being outside because we were in, then we get some more snow. And then not only us, a whole lot of people, including Atlanta, got hit. Atlanta got a whole whopping 3 inches. I know, right? So, when places that hardly ever get snow, they shut the city down. So, yeah, Atlanta got shut down. My old college roommate, she sent me pictures and stuff. Because she stays in Conyers, which is an Atlanta suburb, and whew, yeah, they was out. Yeah, they were outside. They were covered. Then I was going online, and they were having like block parties in the snow and stuff. And then they had those what are those Raptors? Or is that what they're called? The Raptor cars, or
Yeah.
not cars, but yeah, they was like, all over the place in them things. And I'm like, are those things built for the snow? Is that why? I mean,
They're not, but they're built for off roading. So
okay.
they were
Okay.
at risk of fucking themselves up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have chanced it. Then I saw a Lamborghini that was out there, and I was like, now that's the dumbest shit in America. I would not have put a Lamborghini on the snow. You couldn't have paid me to put a Lamborghini on the snow.
Now listen, when I say this, people of Atlanta, do not shoot me down. Do not, because I ain't got no money. So don't try to act like, bitch ass nigga, we doing this around here and trying to show off shit. But that's some broke nigga shit. That's really some broke nigga shit to pull your Lambo out in the middle of a fucking what y'all call a snowstorm.
You're right.
Like,
That's a little dusting.
like I'm not pulling my Lambo out in that shit. I'm not even fucking around.
Absolutely not. But I will say the block party that looked lit. That looked lit. But that would have been the extent of what I would have done. I'm not getting out there because I mean, off the road and snow is two different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I get that maybe you ain't had that much snow ever, so it may be pretty fun to like get out there and see what'll happen. But if it ain't built for it, like that snow ain't no punk. Tell you that right now, as somebody that goes through a snowstorm every year, that snow ain't no punk.
That's the thing. See, with Atlanta, like for 3 inches, bringing your Raptors out, bringing your Lambo out, all that shit, it's totally understandable. That shit would have never flew here. Like nobody's doing, nigga. First of all, if you bring a Raptor out here, what's gonna end up happening? Because we're a mountain state. A lot of people don't even think that about Kansas City or about Missouri, period, because we have cities everywhere. Besides St. Louis, everything is a mountain state, including us. Everything is uphill, downhill. You would have had a terrible time.
Oh yeah.
You had a terrible time out here.
Right.
In a Raptor with snow and ice at the bottom of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It would not have been what they thought it would have been.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand that about just Missouri, period. We don't just get snow. We get ice first, and then we get snow on top of it.
Yeah.
And
right.
At one point when I was younger, we only just got ice.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's another beast. I was telling my roommate about it. I was like, back, I want to say it was like 03. Because I want to say it was before I left. Yeah, we had a ice storm for the record books. And we had to have other states come and help us turn our power back on because we lost power. I know us specifically, we lost power for 5 days. We had to go to my grandparents' house and stay with them because we have no power. And that ice, man, that ice is something else. That you do not want to be out driving in that ice if you can help it, because it is horrible. It is horrible. And then black ice. Black ice is even worse.
Black ice is terrible.
Yeah, like that stuff is nothing to play with. That's nothing to play with, and that's what we had last week was ice, but right before the snow hit. Like I'd rather drive in the snow any day, but that ice, absolutely not. I would not chance it with the ice, and I don't even know. I don't know if we knew that we was getting ice before we was getting the snow.
We knew.
You
We
know?
knew. Yep.
Yeah.
They were
I
trying to spray the streets, the main streets. They were trying to spray the main streets before it happened. Because I was watching them come out 2 days in advance before it happened. But what ended up happening is what people don't realize is what everybody is going to scramble at that point. Like you had a couple of people scrambling, so all the shit that they tried to do ruined because niggas was scrambling to get groceries, do this, do that, do this, and do that, and then by the time it hit, that same day that it hit, everybody thought they was cool because they seen them throwing all that blue salt out there. It was like, oh yeah, we cool. What you don't realize is all these tires have been soaked up these that blue salt.
Yeah.
So
right, because it was barely any.
All that crazy shit at fucking 4 in the afternoon, where it shouldn't have fucking happened.
Yeah, it was barely any by the time that the ice actually came down. It was barely any salt on the ground. So,
none, because niggas ran through all that fucking salt.
Yeah. So, and because they kept telling us that it's gonna come at 6, it's gonna come at 6. So it was a lot of us out there. I was one of those people. It was a lot of us out there that was trying to hurry up and do shit before, but that ice was a bitch. And even more people trying to scramble and get shit together before it hit. Like that was crazy.
That last minute shit was dumb. Even my girl's cousin at the last minute was like, I'm gonna go get a piece. I'm like, what? If you don't tell her to bring her kids over here to go get something to eat, because she ain't about to do that shit.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. Beckerman says at least Hummer is more secretive about their plans to poison the earth. Exterior legitimately, former earth in Latin. They are hiding in plain sight. Wow. So then he also says, meant X Earth autocorrect really messed that up. So
sorry, now you feel like me when I do Teams meetings. I always mess up a word.
So we have a watcher from Twitch. Let's see. G's Doctor Forever says, I have empathy for the celebrities and working class people who lost their homes in the Cali fires for now. Once they get the insurance money, if they rebuild in the same location and it happens again, would you still have empathy? I think that is a brilliant question.
That is.
Which goes to our next subject is the Cali fires. The wildfires is going on. And we of course we're sending out our prayers and whatnot to everybody that's affected. And sending our condolences to the families that lost those lives. But I kind of thought about that as well. Like, do you rebuild in the same place? And California is prone to having fires. Like, they have fires every year. So, like, how does that work? Do you because you own the lot. So, do you rebuild in the same area? And then if it's prone to having fires, like, I know your insurance is out the ass. So, do you continue to send your prayers and well wishes and have empathy when you continually are doing the same thing over and over again when you know better? That's a great question.
That is a great question, but I would conspiracy theory aside, because a lot of people gonna say this is what I'm saying is conspiracy theory. But the honest to God truth is Cali, because of what Cali is and how big Cali is, some of these fires are orchestrated. So, and they're mapped out, like they're, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I would say this, just for a person who has a lot of land, really get to know what's going on, like know your politics, things of that nature. Maybe it is fruitful for you to like build another property right there. I wouldn't live there, but I would say build another property right there. and you know what I'm saying, whatever happens, and that, you know what I'm saying, in that case, then next time you'll be well compensated, and not only are you well compensated, you won't lose anything as far as sentimental value, because this been going on for 30 years with California. They've been orchestrating, and I won't even say orchestrating, but wildfires. If you peep how California is, it's not really a wildfire. It's not really a wildfire. They'll close off certain areas where it won't burn, and then they'll allow the rest of that shit to burn. So it's like, if you're
what areas are they not allowing to burn?
Some of it is their wildlife. Like people fail to realize how like ocean fronts and wildlife is still prominent in California. But and then mountainsides, because with a lot of everybody, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but a lot of people who have never frequented California like that don't know. They only think of sun and beaches, but you know, there's certain parts in California where it's a ski land.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we have to start learning certain things about our demographic, so we can not always fall to what the media tells us. But again, the media is just, you know, it's always going to play on whoever has the most money. But that's not, I'm going to get off of that, and I'm going to just talk about the wildfires that are happening right now. In these wildfires, all of that land, that's what they deem can be burned to the ground. And just what it is, because people are willing to start over. Especially with if you got good insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing, you have to have the insurance for it. If you don't have the insurance for it, that's how they play you, because they know they're going to burn it to the ground anyway, and then we're going to easily boot you out. I'm pretty sure the majority of people whose house burned down, they didn't have adequate insurance. Now, the people that did have adequate insurance, I would say this: keep the land, build on the land, but get the fuck out of there and make as much money as you need off that land, because it's going to happen again. It just is what it is. Wildfires in California always happen, and it always happens when they want to change or put another project in place.
So going back to the question, would you still have empathy for those people if they choose to build again, whether it's their only home or their beach house or whatever the case? Do you still have empathy for those people that continue to build in places that are deemed, you know?
I'm gonna have empathy for the person that doesn't have no place to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna have empathy for them, because I'm like, damn, nigga, you can make triple what you're doing now in the Midwest instead of Cali. So I'm gonna have empathy for them, but I ain't gonna have empathy for nobody that knows what it is or feels like me, because they know what they're doing. It's at the end of the day, I'm gonna make money for the next 10, 20, maybe 30 years, and then they're gonna burn it to the ground, and then I'm gonna rake off the insurance. I don't have no empathy for them, because they good. I guarantee you, every spot that was owned and nobody was renting, oh, they okay. Unless they like an artist or like some fucking some nigga that didn't know what I'm saying, that like came into money and got that house. But if you somebody that actually knew about this property over here, you already knew it was happening.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it like that, but I just want people to wake up and realize, like, none of this shit is brand new. Like, my grandma used to tell me all the time, don't nothing change under the sun.
Yeah.
This shit been going on for years. You just gotta pay attention and see where, you know what I'm saying, where you're at in that, and then you gotta jump aboard. And you just gotta pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Beckerman says, who thinks it's tone deaf for the Rams to relocate to the State Farm Stadium in Arizona for the playoffs when State Farm canceled 75,000 policies in Southern California due to wildfire risks? Wow.
You know what? I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
They canceled 75 policies because those 75 policies was rental insurance. I can guarantee you that. If 75,000 of it wasn't rental insurance, it was inadequate home insurance because a lot of people don't count shit. When I got my house insurance, the first thing what I really respect about the people that I really fuck with in life, because they told me, they was like, you in the city, get flood insurance. And I was like, why would I need flood insurance? They're like, because the city flood all the time. The basements flood, all that shit. If you're not aware of the insurance you getting, if you just get at, especially in Cali, two things you always need to get is flood insurance and fucking fire insurance. If you just get regular homeowner insurance, you're screwed. It just is what it is. So, I'm not mad at State Farm for canceling because it's big business.
Mm. Well, let's see. Beckerman says people in these high risk areas have massive problems getting insurance. FEMA relief doesn't come close to making you whole. And then he also says, no, it was because of high risk of wildfire. Isn't that why I get insurance? Please help me pay for things that might happen. When you in those high risk areas, you have to get you have to get a special type of insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right. Like if you get in regular insurance, but this is the thing though, because this also goes to the insurance agent that's selling you the policy. They're supposed to look up the area and they're supposed to tell you like, hey, you're in this area, you need to get this specific type of insurance, or you need to get this added insurance. Like I used to be a underwriter for flood insurance, and we will work with agents that mainly we talk to agents, and mainly we talk to agents because the agents rarely sold those policies. And if they were to get somebody that was getting in an area, they would look up the area and be like, okay, well, this is an area for high risk. Let me also, along with selling you regular home insurance, let me also tell you need to get flood insurance. Now you can get homeowners insurance, and if your house get flooded for whatever reason, that's one thing. But if you're in an area where you're high risk for flooding, you have to get an extra flood insurance policy. So that also falls back on the agent for not educating them if they're in that area. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a bigger issue. You know what I'm saying? So
not only is it on the agent issue, I will say this as a person that my stepfather does real estate. He doesn't do any commercial, but he has some residential shit. The first thing he always told me was the only way you don't get insurance is if you have enough money to back up, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in that area. You got to make sure if that area is prone to flooding or if it's prone to violent shit, like things that you have to do. He was like, because that's what taught him. He got it. One of his first properties, he got on like 42nd and Newton. And he said, I brought all of my stuff there. And I had insurance because as a homeowner, you get homeowner's insurance. But what he didn't pay for was theft. He said, in the first 2 days, all the appliances that I put in there and all of the metal that I put in there as far as the patchwork for the AC and heater unit, all that shit was gone. And they didn't pay a goddamn. He had to get that shit on his own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
Yeah, you
learn
got
from there.
you got to get that. You got to get
Yeah.
those special things, and you got to get an adequate amount of money that will make you whole. Like those people in Malibu, for instance, because there was a lot of people that lost their homes that lived on the water. Going back to me selling flood insurance, those people would need to get flood insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like a regular homeowner's insurance is not going to cut it. You're gonna have to get flood insurance on top of that because of where you live. You
Because
know?
it's insurance.
Yeah.
So for my people listening, it's insurance. So they're telling you this is. It's like me saying, "Hey, listen, if you pay me $35 a month, I'm gonna make sure that whenever I'm out, you could. Period. But that's only when I'm out,
Mhm.
and that's $35 a month. Now, when I'm not out and you get robbed, I'm not paying you what you got robbed for,
Yeah.
unless you pay for extra insurance. Now, if you pay for that, then that's what I do. Like if I said, bull, if I'm not there and you get robbed, however money you get robbed for, I'll reimburse that shit.
Mhm.
If I don't, if that's not the insurance you pay for, then that's not the insurance you pay for. It is, and listen to what insurance is. Like insurance is only what they say, and in the act of this.
Yeah.
Like if you read any insurance policy, it always says in the act of this. You have to really go through that. That's why, and I will agree with Lindsay. It has to be that agent that really be like, nah, you really need this or you really need that. It's some people that really look out for you. They ain't trying to take your money. They just really telling you, hey
Right.
man,
They tell you what's up.
the best bang out your buck is to do this for real, for real.
Yeah. Like you live in this area. And in some places it's like it's mandatory. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get somebody that may live in Louisiana where it's mandatory for them to get flood insurance. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like but again it falls on the agent for not well educating their client. And then some people, they may suggest it or whatever, and they may decline it. So when it comes to that, then they'll have paperwork like, "Hey, you declined the flood insurance, so I got to get you to sign because you're not
Yeah.
coming back with me." You know what I'm saying? So, it's a game. It's a game. I was in insurance. I did a couple of things in insurance for some years. So, but yeah, I did that flood insurance for like a year and a half. So, yeah, it's a game. It's a game. But
I don't.
but yeah,
Every
but
time I
I
do insurance, I ask so
yeah,
many questions about insurance because I'm
yeah.
like, exactly what the fuck do I need for real?
Right, and educate yourself on what you get into. You know what I'm saying? Because even before I was in insurance, I remember I used to just mimic the same policy I was getting ever since I was 16, and I mimicked my mom's policy. Whatever she put down is what I got. But this one particular time when I switched companies and went out on my own, I had an agent that I was working with that I just showed her what I had. And she was like, "Oh, well, you had some good insurance. You had this, you had that, blah, blah, blah." I didn't know what none of that shit meant, but she sat down and she educated me. You know what I'm saying? Now, you ain't always going to get an agent that do that, but I had a good agent that educated me on the auto insurance that I had and going forward, what I need and what this mean and all this. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you'll get a good agent that'll take the time to do that, and then sometimes you'll get an agent that just like, okay, what you want, and put it in, and this is how much it costs. And people be so worried about that cost, not worried about what what they're buying with that money. And then when something happens in the event, God forbid, but in the event something happens, now you're underinsured.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're wondering why you didn't pay $250 a month for the past 5 years on this insurance, and you only getting $2,000.
Man.
You know
Or
what I'm
you ain't
saying?
getting that shit. They tell you that
Yeah.
shit is null and void.
Right, right.
Like you just lost everything. That's why. Shout out to my nigga Perkins. My nigga Perkins. And the only reason why I'm giving him a shout out is because I've been doing the same thing that you've been doing, Lindsay. I'm like, You know, whatever people been telling me about insurance at the job, that's what I was like, okay, I'll take this. He was like, nah, actually look over that shit. He was like, bro, when do you get off? And I told him when I got off. He was like, hey, we gonna run through it together. And he showed me what to get. Like, I didn't even know that my job for like an extra couple of dollars give you a lawyer. He was like, nah, pay for that. I'm like,
Yeah,
why?
because you
He
just
was
never
like,
know.
he was like, nigga, do you got a lawyer now on retainer? I was like, no. He was like, they got a lawyer on retainer, nigga. Pay for that. Like, he walked me through the shit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I was looking at cops like, man, that shit just cops too. He was like, nah. He said, man, don't nothing is more cost worthy than your comfortability. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, until you're able to do it on your own, bro, let that job do it for you.
Yeah.
They offering this. He was like, bro, I'm looking at everything that they offer. And he told me everything. And he was like, nah, get that. Get that.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the bare minimum, get it, because it's going to help you in the long run.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember I started a job like 11 years ago, and they had day one benefits. And before I started, I went to my mama's house and I was like, we gonna go through this. Cause I already had the package or whatever. So I was like, we gonna go through this. And cause I need to know what I need to pick when I go. You know what I'm saying? Cause I think this was like the first time I was gonna get insurance through the job. So, cause I had been under my mom for a certain amount of time, and then I had gotten other insurance. So this was the first time I was gonna do it through the job. So I was like, no, we need to go through this so I can make sure I get the adequate coverage. And then everything that they offer and stuff like that, like you just never know. Like you can be in a picture of health and then bam, you in a car wreck and you out for a couple of months, but you need to continue to get paid. So you need to get that short-term disability or that long-term disability. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really pay attention to what they're offering and see, like, even if you don't think that you need it, you may just need it.
And see what they're offering. Everybody is listening to us. We're not telling you to just jump on board to a company. See what they're offering first. Like if it's just too high, like you should never pay $200 for $1,000 worth of short-term disability insurance. Like no. Like see what they're offering first. Like if they're offering something like that is not gonna break you, where by the time all taxes and everything getting settled and you getting your real check, if it's barely putting a dent in there, like you still got your comma plus, man, do that.
Yeah.
Do that. 100% do that. It's just gonna help you out in the long run, man. You'd be surprised.
Really
I'm one of those people, because you have people that be like, yeah, jump on social media or do this or get in the taxes or get in the stocks, and you ain't never got to worry about a job. I ain't never gonna tell you that in life. I'm gonna tell you, even when you do that, see if you can get a career, and then when you get a career, let it be your bonus, and then decide when you want to break free. I know what I'm saying. I'm one of them people. I'm not never telling you to put all your eggs in one basket. I'm telling you to play with baskets and then see what makes the better bag.
Yeah, right. So Beckerman says, how about poor Steve Gutenberg having to evacuate his home and for an extra insult, have a reporter not recognize who he was while they interviewed him? For Police Academy movies and zero respect. I did not hear about that, but it is a crime if you don't know who Steve Gutenberg is.
That's what I'm like, Steve Gutenberg?
Right. The Steve Gutenberg? Like, yeah, it's definitely a crime.
But we are born in the 1900s.
Yeah. Yeah. Then
we know who Steve Gutenberg is.
Yeah.
We also know that he was, if nobody knows, if you 80s babies don't know, he was the exact clone of my nigga from the flop. Like he made so much money being the exact clone, or not the exact clone because he had flaws, but he looked similar to my nigga that was in the flop.
Yeah. Yeah. So, G's Dr. Forever says the conspiracy I heard was all the celebrity homes that burned are people who attended the Diddy parties. And this is a cover to burn evidence the feds might be looking for.
Diddy ain't got enough money for a California wildfire. That is absurd to me. that is the most craziest thing. Now I do believe, like, now what you're saying, it does have merit, but it has nothing to do with Puff Daddy. I do believe that they're just like, we're just gonna make not even make sure, we're just gonna allow this certain amount of acreage to get burned down because we can cover that.
Or maybe that's how it started, and they did not think it would be this big of a fire. I don't know. The conspiracies are endless.
Either way, Puffy ain't got shit to do with it.
Yeah, but
Puffy ain't got shit to do with it.
Puffy's just a little piece of the big puzzle.
That's what I'm like.
That's what I think.
On,
that's my conspiracy theory. Puffy's just a little piece of the big puzzle.
That's what I was about to say. If we're gonna get on conspiracy theories, understand that Puffy is like, listen, I'm just the front man to this. This shit's been going on for you. If you don't think Puffy gonna be Nino Brown, y'all crazy as a motherfucker. Puffy ain't spending a long time in jail. And I know this is not on the bracket, but I'm gonna keep it 100. If you think Puffy gonna spend 20 years in prison, y'all crazy out y'all rabbit ass mind.
No, I don't think so.
Puffy ain't spending no, man. Come on, man. Nah,
I don't think so. I don't think so. So Tohi says, "Hey, Ish Talkers. Hey, Lindsay and Lee. Hey, what's going on?" She says those LA fires are crazy. I honestly think conspiracy. People say it's just like Maui. Also, I heard that too. Also, they say they had just gotten rid of fire insurance months before it happened. I don't believe this is a coincidence. Instead, this was planned by the powers that be.
I 100% agree. Like, I mean, because that's the thing you have to understand. You put people in, because I always want to put everybody in perspective. Look at the human being perspective and aura. Like, you are living somewhere where they're gentrifying, things are becoming expensive for you. Maybe at one point you could pay for your mortgage and still live for check to check, but then all of a sudden it became too expensive for you. So they say, hey, don't even worry about the fire insurance. We'll rule that out. Boom. It'll take a couple $100 back. Bob. You'll do this. Because that's what a lot of people did. You know, a lot of people are fucked up because of refinancing. I can believe that 100%. It's just one of those things where time will tell us how some niggas knew the game and was able to capitalize off this. One thing that I want to say that is my total conspiracy theory, because I've been paying attention to this just on my timeline alone. It's kind of weird that California went through this burnout, and then other cities, other states have been through this whole situation of become a person that buys and sells land. I think my conspiracy is they want normal people to have regular deeds on certain things, so they can go ahead and buy it outright instead of it being a legacy land. But that's just me. I've been peeping certain things, especially in California, and then especially in spots like Nebraska, and also Iowa. Excuse me, not Iowa, Montana. How they have been allowing just individuals to buy land, and every time they seem to secure this land, they find a way to buy them out. Like they'll like, say if you buy land for $325,000, they'll let you sit on it for a couple of years, and then I'll offer you more money. It's just to snatch it away from you. I really think that's, you know what I'm saying, that whole thing that nobody's been paying attention to. I think y'all need to start paying attention to it because, for one, at one point, our people that thought they were scamming the system thought that they can just move to Wyoming and get some land, and then their LLC is secure. A lot of those people is getting those lands bought from them.
Yeah. So I have a comment from Bree. She's watching. Hey, Bree. She says a lot of them was getting dropped though on insurance. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of them were getting dropped.
A lot of them. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's because you wasn't paying for the proper insurance. I'm never dropping my fucking fire insurance if I'm living in Cali.
Hell no. I'm not dropping fire. I'm not dropping flood. I'm not dropping nothing.
Fire, flood, hurricane. I'm never dropping that shit.
Earthquake. I'm not dropping earthquake. I'm not dropping none of that shit because some of them places in California it's just high risk and you already spending a grip to stay out there for one. Exactly. And so I'm gonna protect my investment. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. You gotta. Now, I'm not speaking to the because in California, the regular individual has a $1 million house, and that motherfucker is a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. I'm talking about the motherfuckers that are spending a $30 million home. Like, you have enough money to pay to keep paying for earthquake, fire, a flood, hurricane. You have enough money to pay for this insurance. If you don't, then you need to downsize, my nigga.
Or not have that second home in Malibu. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, you need to downsize.
Yeah.
Need to fucking down. What are you doing? It is no way. Like, man, come on. Let's just keep it a bean with ourselves. It's like, it is. The thing about millionaires that people always look at, but then they overlook, is millionaires don't spend their own money, and that's the truth. Because millionaires always find the cheapest route. Because when you talk about the powers to be, and you start talking about that type of money, they really poor.
Yeah,
they can't. So, they can't show out like everybody else.
Right. Bree also says the company dropped them. The company's Explain State Farm dropped that part of the insurance policy 3 months ago. Before this fire, the policyholders should have tightened up, though. Exactly, they should have tightened up. Yeah, like if I find out I'm getting dropped for something that is prone in this area, then I gotta find another company. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. I gotta find another place. I'm in
California, my nigga. I am out. If these motherfuckers tell me that they don't cover fire or earthquake, I am getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
like, that is some shit that's gonna happen in California.
Yeah, it just is what it is. But and that really sucks. And what was I about to say? Biden put something in place to where they are gonna be able to assist 100% with people in the recovery. So that's positive. That's a positive thing.
How does that even look?
Sounds like what they were saying was that it was like in the relief efforts for the most part. They're going to be able to cover the cost 100% in the relief effort. So they're going to be able to put them up somewhere and, cover them getting clothes and food and, stuff like that. So, because I guess it was like 80%, but then Biden went back and requested for it to be 100. So yeah, because it's a lot of people that are displaced right now, and it's really sad. Let's see.
It's so crazy how we can just print money, because we're reactive instead of being proactive and print money. So we don't have individuals who are homeless or have mental disabilities
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just one of them people that America is so reactive on certain shit, but we're not proactive. We go through. We are so fucked up, and as far as America, man, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Brisa also says that her cousin had to evacuate, so keep her in your prayers. You know her cousin, so yeah, definitely keep her in her prayers.
Prayers for real. Prayers for real.
Yeah.
We had a lot of celebrities who lost their house
Mm-hmm.
and lost their belongings.
Yeah.
Lost memories.
Yeah.
And it's
Deion
just like,
Cole. Deion Cole, the
yeah,
comedian. So I think I saw it this morning. He put up a video because he had been sick, and he was like he had to get out the hospital. I don't know if he discharged himself or if they discharged him, but he was still sick. But he had to leave the hospital to go home to pack up what he can pack up, and then he had to leave. And then when he was leaving, he saw the fire was like basically behind his house. So he was just like, "Oh my God, I could not imagine if I am sick and I still have to go deal with this." And then he lost his mom like a couple years ago, and
yeah,
so he said he did get the flowers that she gave him like right before she died. So he was able to retrieve that, but it's just sad, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I keep thinking of. I'm like, because couches, TVs, all that shit can be replaced, but it's the irreplaceables. Like for one, your life. Like when they
right,
say leave, leave. You know what I mean? And then also, your memories. Like people be having like stuff that be in their family for decades, or they have photos that they could never like redo. It's like stuff like
exactly,
that. I be thinking about stuff like that, and I'm just like, damn, I couldn't imagine.
exactly. I seen uh Janaea a Kiku or a Koku, however way she pronounces her name.
Aiko,
Aiku.
Janae Aiko. Yeah, she lost her house.
And she lost her house, and people were saying, "So what? Like, you're a millionaire, won't." And on one side of me, I'm like, okay, I understand. People don't give a fuck. Like, people just don't give a fuck, especially if they not in your caliber. But at the same time, it's like memories, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's cherished things that were there
it's
that
still mine.
that what I'm saying. It still hurts. It's like, I'm just one of those people that I can honestly say this. It's like if it wasn't for my grandmother, 100%. If it wasn't for my grandmother, I wouldn't be here having this conversation with you right now. My grandmother bought this house that I'm in right now, and I was able to buy this house because it was my granny's house, and I was not going to let it go nowhere else. It's always going to be my granny's house.
Yeah.
Even now I'm here and my son is building a legacy, he's going to know it's from his grandma Lula.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is always gonna be here. So I understand what she was going through, or
Yeah.
anybody would be going through. It's the legacy or the memory that is getting charred to the ground. That is
Right.
hard for you to deal with. I wouldn't know what to deal with. Of course, I would leave. I would never be in here with my son. Like we're just gonna stick it out. We're gonna get the fuck out of here.
Right. 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 Same. Same. Like we got two houses, that are in the family that it would be my heart would be on the floor if anything happened to those houses. You know what I'm saying? Because of the same thing. It's a legacy. The grandparents bought it. You grew up in it. Your parents grew up in it. Like my heart would be on the floor. Like if anything were to happen. Like I have so many memories in one of the houses from growing up in it that when I go to that house, I feel tall because all my memories was from when I was a kid, when I was little and stuff. Like I feel like a giant in that house
Yeah,
because of that. And it's a you can't explain it outside of just saying you feel tall, but it's a great feeling to have because those memories are great. And I would hate for that to be the only thing I still have is my memories.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
I would never do that. I just
Yeah.
would never know what it's like. It's like at the end of the day, like real life, I want my son to be like, you know, I grew up here. This was my great grandma's house. Wah wah wah, and I'm doing whatever he decides to do with it. It's in the family. I made sure that it stays in the family.
Right. So yeah. So you know, shout out to them. You know, and you know, still sending our well wishes. Hopefully everything will, you know, work out. Hopefully these wildfires will stop sooner than later. You know. So, but yeah. So next up is might as well go ahead and talk about another sad thing. Twitch boss. You know, Mr. Twitch boss was a DJ and dancer who passed away, I think about 2 years ago. Or well, he passed away in 22, so it'll be almost 3 years this year.
Yeah.
So, you know, he passed away from apparent suicide. And a lot of people, you know, were affected by his passing. You know, he was well respected and loved. He was the DJ at the Ellen Show, and then he also was a judge on So You Think You Can Dance. And so he left behind a wife and 3 kids. Yeah, and like I said, that happened in 22. So recently, his wife, or his widow, rather, she did an interview because she's coming out with a book. I don't know if the book is already out or not, but she's coming out with this book, and she's detailing a lot of things that happened to Twitch, and you know how it affected the family and what have you. One of the things that she has spoken on is the fact that while she was gathering his outfit for the funeral, she found some things in the closet that alluded to drug use. I don't know specifically if she said specifically I found X, Y, and Z, but yeah, she found things that alluded to drug use. So she has come out and said that. She's come out and said other things and whatnot. And she's gotten a lot of backlash for it. Another thing that has come out was that she required everyone, including his mama, to sign an NDA to attend the funeral. Yeah. So we have to mention that Twitch is a black man. He was married to a white woman because I mean it's relevant in this situation. So reason why it's relevant is because the black community is pissed off at this white lady for not protecting her black king. And saying, I mean, you know, telling his secrets to the world for a capital gain. And you know, for the most part, they are mad because this is something that you tell your therapist. Maybe you tell some people that are close to you, but you don't tell the world. Like this type of stuff you keep in house. And that's the general census. Then on top of that, I think it was Elle magazine that she did the interview with. I could totally be wrong, but some people feel like she should have went to a publication that would have been sensitive to this, and they threw out Essence. They threw out Essence magazine, and you know, this one person in particular, she was a former housewife, one of the best to do it, Candace Diller Bassett. She said that, and she
didn't hold back.
No, she didn't hold back. She pretty much said, like, if you was gonna do this, you should have went to Essence because Essence would have been the one to handle it with grace, handle this black man with grace, and you are not doing it. You're exploiting it. You're exploiting the situation, and it's not cool. Me personally, I don't care. It sounds harsh.
Do it though.
It maybe it sounds insensitive.
Do it though.
But yeah, this ain't my dog. This ain't my race. I don't have a dog in the fight. However that saying goes, like I get it, but at the end of the day, this is who this man chose, and if this is how she's gonna handle it, this is how she's gonna handle it. She has come out. She has came out with a response saying that pretty much she is in so many words she's trying to bring awareness, and if she can help one person, then she's fine. Sure, but I did not know this man. Like I had, of course, seen an episode or two of the Ellen Show. I wasn't an avid watcher. I saw the man. I never knew his name. I didn't watch So You Think You Can Dance, so I didn't know him as a judge. So when he died and the ripple effect of his death, it didn't affect me like that because I didn't know him. So I was just like, oh, okay, well that sucks. My condolences. Because I'm still human at the end of the day. It does suck, especially like if somebody going through mental health or whatever. That really sucks. But for it to be this big of a deal, to me, I don't care. And that's just how and people are really upset. But at the end of the day, this is who this man chose. And that's what it is. Like, we just gonna have to live with the fact that this man chose this white woman, and this white woman is choosing to exploit him, and she doesn't look at it as exploitation. Nope. And that, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things when you choose your mate, you gotta realize what type of person they are, if they're gonna protect you to the end and even after, and how you want to be protected. And that's not what it is. She's choosing to exploit him for whatever the reason. You know what I'm saying? Positive or negative, nonetheless. What are your thoughts on it?
Excellent way of lining that up. Because 100%, I'm talking about excellent way, because it's just gonna catapult me to saying this. Exactly, it is what it is. That man chose who he wanted to be with, regardless of his monsters, regardless of his demons. He chose who he wanted to be with. So whatever she exposes, that's on that man. At the end of the day, I 100% don't give a fuck. And the reason why I don't give a fuck, because I don't want to, I don't want to say that like I don't give a fuck about a black man and his plight. What I don't give a fuck about on this is, it's no way I'm gonna try to fight her and whatever she says or whatever she does about her involvement with her husband in this situation when he chose this person to be not only his wife, but to raise children. That's his bag. Whatever we found out about it is what we found out about it. And that's just what it is. We can't look on it on some, we should be protecting this and we should be protecting this, and she should have protected that black man. She don't give a fuck. She's about to she's promoting a book. Not only is she promoting the book, y'all, the book has parts of his diary in this book. So, like, she's promoting saying these things. Now, this is what I want y'all to understand as individuals who know the human genome, that know what's going on in the human psyche, and know how fucked up this life can be. When this man lost his life, he didn't have any drugs in his system. It was just life in him so much that he couldn't take it anymore.
Mm.
So I don't never want y'all to ever believe that it was because of what this bitch is talking about. This bitch is talking about, yeah, because he was an avid drug user, or he was a drug addict. When he died, he had no drugs in his system. So that means he did the same thing me and you did. Smoke a little weed every now and then, drink a little bit every now and then. You might pop a shroom, whatever the fuck you want to do, because you are living your life. He didn't kill himself for that, y'all.
Yeah.
The reason why that man lost his life is because something was happening that he could not deal with, and it had nothing to do with drugs. And I want everybody to listen to me when I say this, because what she's trying to paint is a narrative of she never knew all of the things he was going through because there was so many drugs there. That's what she's trying to paint.
Yeah.
I would understand that if he got drugs in his system when he passed. He did not. His toxicology report said he had nothing in his system. He was just ready to check out.
Yeah.
So that tells you that she should have been focused more on her husband's mental capacity than what the fuck she thought he was doing on a drug level. But at the same time, that's not what she was in it for.
Yeah. And then, like, look at it from this perspective, because I was talking about this with somebody, and I just was like, well, what about this? Because yes, it is sad when people, can't figure a way out and they choose to end their life. However, some people do look at it like ending your own life is a very selfish act. She could be pissed the entire fuck off at him, and she's like, you know what? I got you. Cause you gonna really, like, it'd be one thing if you died in a car wreck, but you really took yourself out, and I'm here with these kids, and you don't think that you could have talked to me, or you don't think that you could have got some type of help. Like, nothing here is what is worth staying. Like, she could be entirely pissed off at that man, and like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna tell all your business. You know what I'm saying? She could be very vindictive, and I don't know if I would blame her if she felt like that. Because that's a human emotion.
That is, you are 100% true. And that could be right. Like, I'm never gonna act like that could not be the story. The thing is, with me on that level is, even if she tells that story, she has to be totally emotional on that, and like almost at the same time she talks about his flaws, she has to big him up. Like, she has to talk about how good he was. If she only dwells on some I didn't know in the drug use, then she's hiding certain situation that was going on in that relationship. Because him not, and I'm not saying he didn't do dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, shit, all of us do some type of dope. I don't give a fuck what it is. It be caffeine, the weed, the fentanyl. Everybody do some type of dope. What I'm saying is, if she only dwells on that part of it, and she says, if she plays the victim role of, I didn't know I lived with an addict, she didn't love that nigga like y'all think she do. And like, that's the thing. Like, one thing I real respect that his friends and his family stood up for him the way they were supposed to stand up for him. because they didn't stand up for an addict. They stood up for a nigga that was like, nah, she on some bullshit for real.
Yeah. And
Then
I'm not
none of them be that kind. Like,
either.
you know how niggas be. Like, you know when your cousin on wet, they be like, yeah, you know he had his demons. Nah, they didn't say none of that shit. They like, man, fuck nah. That nigga smoked weed at best. What are you talking about? He could have had that. He could have just been holding that shit for other niggas. Like, you don't know. Or
don't
that
know.
shit wasn't even never there.
Yeah. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, excuse me. If my conspiracy theory that I just threw out there is true, she would have to most definitely be honest about her feelings. That's the only way that would work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really like, because I mean, it's a human emotion, and I can't be mad at you if that's what you on, but you got to be honest that that's what you on. You know what I'm saying? So Tohi says, now with Twitch, I honestly don't understand the big deal. She answered the question we all wanted to know, which was, what is going on? In my opinion, I thought she addressed it in a classy manner. She didn't bash him. Instead, she let us know what happened and that she didn't know. With regards to his mom, I don't know. Could have been that the mama wanted to do something or say something, and she had her sign. She had her sign it to protect his book. Essence doesn't do those types of things, and Twitch don't give he Essence. Instead, he gives people, if you know what I mean. I know what you mean, and I agree.
Yeah, I get that.
So he also says, is how she went about it expletive? Maybe, but I still think she did it in a classy way. Vanessa Bryant came out with an apparel line, and nobody was tripping. Vanessa Bryant came out with an apparel line. Vanessa Bryant also ain't really done no interviews or nothing trying to air out.
I was about to say Vanessa Bryant ain't talked about Kobe Bryant fucking bitches in the booty and after the whole scandal happened.
Yeah, she ain't. I don't know how that lady even sound. Like, she don't talk.
Like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. She hadn't did that. What I'm with Twitch's wife though, what I'm saying is, especially with the thing that's going on with the family, it's like it's I just look at it more of a level of it's one thing for you to, like, if you want to say in your truth and all this is your truth 100% and you stick by it, cool. But it's one thing for a bunch of people to be against you, which to me, I'm not saying that she didn't know a lot of things, because she might have didn't know a lot of stuff. I can give her that. But what she can't say is she didn't know the inner runnings of what was going on with her family dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, she could never say that. She could talk all that shit that she want. I would not believe that she didn't know about her family dynamic.
Yeah. I don't know, unless she just was not paying attention, just 100% did not give a fuck. Like,
it's not a white woman on this side of America that I don't give a fuck if you're a ghetto white woman. If you don't pay attention to the nigga you fucking, you're never gonna tell me that.
Unless she got another nigga she fucking.
Even if she got another nigga she fucking, she knows what this nigga doing. That's why she puts this nigga on blast. That's how the side nigga end up being the real the first nigga. Cause she be like, man, I caught you doing this and this and this and this, and drop this nigga, and then they all of a sudden wonder why this bitch is in another relationship that fast. She been fucking with this nigga.
Yeah, and that was another thing. I did see that she was in another relationship not too long ago. I was just like, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna judge how fast you move on. So, you know,
I'm not either, but I'm paying attention to what it is. Yeah. I know niggas. I just to keep it a beam with the whole world right now. I know dudes that I respect and I love that lost their life in 2022 and 2023. And right now, the women they were involved with are either married or engaged.
Yeah.
And so it's not my place to say anything, but I'm like, man, them bitches been fucking with them niggas.
Yeah. Yeah.
A year, like a couple of years. This is just now 2025. So a year, not even a year. Some of these, I know a motherfucker that's been engaged for a year, but you know what I'm saying. But that only means that they've been engaged for a year. That means as soon as that nigga died, that nigga popped the question
At the casket, at the gravesite. He wasn't even in the dirt.
I just have to keep it a beam that way, man. And I'm not saying that that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, it makes more sense than what y'all talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I've seen a lot of people's comments about this, and it's a lot of Black women that feel some type of way or whatever. Then I also see some people saying like, Black women stand down. This ain't our fight. He didn't choose us. He chose her.
Exactly.
And this is how she handling it. That's just how she handling it. Like I said, I don't care. Like I didn't know him beforehand, so I just hope whatever she's doing, it doesn't directly affect the kids, because they had 3 kids.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell. That a lot of people were that they just going against. At the end of the day, that man had kids.
Yeah. And that's one of the things one of his family members is saying, is that like the wife then cut off the kids to the family and all that, like they don't get to see the kids or nothing like that. So which, I mean, there's always multiple sides to a story, so we don't know what the hell going on in that family, but it ain't my family, so
it ain't mine, and so I don't give a fuck. But I will say this while ending this. I'll say this and this alone. We as Black people, we gotta stop going to bat for people that didn't play for the home team. And I hate to say it like that, but I'm gonna keep it 100%.
That's some real shit though.
The truth. Listen. If you a man just like me that says a Black woman is 100% golden, a queen, the dopest, everything, that means you need to be looking for a Black woman. You should. Once you find your solace into anything else but a Black woman, then you can't tell me what the plight is for Black men and Black women in America. You can never tell me that. Same excuse for a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
When you find your solace in another culture, a race that is not, and I ain't saying Dominican, Puerto Rican, Jamaican, all that. I'm talking about when you find your comfort in an Irish man, you cannot tell me the plight of what Black people are going through anymore, because you don't live through it.
It's so weird when they do that.
You don't live through it, and I hate to say it like that, but it's the honest God truth, because listen, I am literally the dude that you seeing in front of you. I am literally a man who is multicultural, but you know what they identify me as in America? Black.
Mm-hmm.
If I get shot today, I'm shot as a Black man.
Yeah.
So my son is Black. So I represent everything that is Black. I'm not representing nothing else. I'm representing everything that is Black. And I'm going to stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no other reason not to. Just because when you look at me as a Black man. So I'm going to represent that to the fullest. I'm never going to disrespect it, and I'm never going to typecast it. I'm always going to be like, this is the reputation of a Black man. It can go to the moon or it can go downhill. But I'ma still always represent what I am, a black man.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. So Bree says, shoot, you gotta move on. The men wouldn't even wait that night. Right. So
I sure wouldn't have. Ooh, I sure wouldn't have. Woo, I would have. I'm talking about. Woo,
Yeah.
I would have probably paid for some pussy. You got me fucked up.
So he says, I'm almost certain she noticed some changes but couldn't figure out what it was. My friend knew a lady whose husband started acting funny. She thought he might have been cheating, but instead was having mental problems and ended up committing suicide in their home. Sad, so sad. I'm also sure they may have had arguments about his changes, but still he couldn't let her know. It's not a black or white thing to me, but with intentions so high, they take it to that place. Yeah, mental health definitely is not a black or white thing, and you do notice some changes and stuff like that, but you don't know where the changes are coming from. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they don't know how to express what's going on with them, but you got to figure out some type of way to try to get that help to them. Because something is off. Like I remember, I watched this clip from this hospital show. I forgot which one it was, but I saw the clip on YouTube, and it was a black woman and her husband was a white man. She said something was wrong with her wrist, so they went to the ER. And so when they put her in the room or whatever, the doctor came in and was like, okay, so what's going on, blah blah blah. And she was just like, she looked at her husband, she was like, I actually lied. There's nothing wrong with my wrist. I had to lie to get him to come in here because something's off with him. Like, this is not my husband. Something's been going on, blah, blah, blah. And so then, because she was just like, he wouldn't have came if I would have just told him to go to the doctor. He wouldn't have came. Come to find out, it was something they found something in him. But the fact that she knew something's wrong with my husband, he needs to get checked. Like, sometimes you got to go to that extreme. It's unfortunate, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh, she already said that. So she also he also says, we also don't know the relationship he had with his family and what he told her about his family. Right. She probably dealt with them according to how he felt about them. I was thinking that as well. Couple things.
Well, I will say this, Toy and Lindsay. I get that, like, because just how my family dynamic is, and how my girl knows about my family. Even when you do that, first and foremost, the people that you actually do fuck with, because you still fuck with people in your family, even if you say they flawed, you should still allow them to interact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, because I don't know what I'm saying. Just to put the truth out there, just to be real, even on social media. Like, half of my people I don't know. Half of the Hugheses I don't fucking know. I don't know them at all. But I do know a certain amount. And those certain amount, like, I do let my girl know, like, even if we had our discrepancies or our problems or whatever, they still know them, just on a simple level of, because I have a son. Like, my son needs to know what the family is, the family dynamic, and she knew that before my son came. So if anything happens, she needs to do this, she needs to do that. She knows who I fuck with, she knows who I don't fuck with, and at that level, it's on her choice to even fuck with the people that I didn't fuck with if I'm dead and gone.
Right. Yeah.
So
I
you know what I'm saying? Like, you still gotta let them know something. They gotta know something. Like, they you know what I'm saying? Like, they gotta know. Like, you can't pass a legacy down without telling people what it is for real.
Yeah.
Nobody should be in the dark like, I never knew. I don't know what's going on. Nah. My
Right. You
baby
gotta
mama
know
would
what
never
you're
tell
getting
you like
into.
she don't know who my people is.
Yeah. You gotta know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? And that should be, those conversations should be had before the kids are into play. You know what I'm saying? Like, if don't nobody know or is abreast of what's going on, your mate should be. At least you would hope. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the stuff that I know about the makings of my dad's side of the family is from my mom. You know what I mean? Like you supposed to, like, when you are together, you're supposed to have those conversations. You know what I mean? So, and you're supposed to let the kids know those conversations.
Yeah, they supposed to
You
know.
know what
Like
I'm
I
saying?
didn't like it took me like getting to know certain individuals in my family to even know what I'm saying my daddy's side was about. Like shit. I didn't know shit about my daddy's side. I knew all about my mama's side. I didn't know shit about my daddy's side. Like I had to learn that shit. Not only did I have to learn that shit, I had to learn that there was certain shit that my mama was doing just because she knew my daddy's side that I didn't even know. Like she was going to like different like she was going to like different like shits that was happening like functions and all that. I'm thinking it's her side. She like, nah, this your daddy people. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck?
Right.
What the fuck? I didn't know.
Mhm.
Why didn't you tell me that? I'm just thinking all of us as family. She like, well, technically, we're our family.
Right.
And I'm like, nah, bitch. I thought this motherfucker was your people.
Right. Now,
And no
whose side is
disrespect to
this
my mama,
again?
but real life, I was like, what the fuck?
Right. Now, whose side is this again?
Yeah.
Now, I'm connected to you. How? So you're
She
not
like, nah,
connected
this your
at
aunt.
all. Oh, okay.
This your auntie. She on the Frazier side. And I'm like, who the fuck is the Frazier? That's on your daddy's. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. I've been there. I'm like, okay, so that's your cousin. How? It's not our cousin? No, that's your cousin.
I'm like, she like, nah, all our people in the are like she had to let me know, like all our people are in like Arkansas and Oklahoma. Like these niggas over here is your this your daddy people. I'm like,
Right.
why the fuck did you say that off the flip?
Right. Let me know something. But yeah, so a couple things and then we'll move on. This is what Candace Diller Bassett said. She says, I'm not even gonna say it, but this white woman is doing everything but protecting her black children and her black husband's legacy. She could have kept this in her therapy office. Shake my head. And then this is what Essence said, because like I said, Essence's name was thrown out there that she should have went to them, which I'm sure she never has picked up a Essence magazine ever in life, but whatever. Essence wrote, Steven Twitch boss, you made us feel every beat, every step, and every smile. You made us groove and laugh like we were your best friends in the room. Your love for dance wasn't just seen, it was felt deeply. Let those who try to tarnish your name remember this. We knew who you are and whose you are. Thieves can never steal and dim the light of a champion. May every tongue that rise against you fall on deaf ears. Now take that to the bank and cash it. Rest easy, knowing your magic lives on through every 8 count. Till we meet again on the dance floor, keep grooving, King. If that wasn't the shadiest thing I had ever seen from Essence magazine.
What I would say, I would say this, and no disrespect to Twitch. Rest in peace to Twitch. You know, may your legacy live on in whatever you do. But as a person who read every Essence magazine that my grandma had or my auntie had when I was in the bathroom, we don't. Can I say we? Yeah, I'm gonna say we. We don't give a fuck, Twitch. You know what I'm saying? We don't give a fuck, Twitch. You switched sides a long time ago. And that's what it is. Your legacy of doing anything is always gonna be you spread your seed with a white woman. And it is what it is. I don't knock you for it. Not at all. I'm never gonna knock you for that. You know, every man has their own plight. Every man, know what I'm saying? You gotta find your comfortability somewhere. So I'm not knocking you for that. But what I'm saying is, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what that bitch talk about. When it comes to you, I don't give a fuck how your kids feel. None of that shit. And the reason why I don't give a fuck about none of that shit is because you chose to go over there. I've had plenty of opportunities to go over there. I know niggas that I love to death that went over there. I'll still never go over there. And you know why? Because I want my legacy to always be black. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. And then that's that. Then there's
Yeah.
you know, rest in peace to Twitch. Moving on. So this is when you get to come into play to talk about this Fox Sports 1 lawsuit.
All right.
Yeah, so now we're out of the darkness onto some fuck shit. There you go.
Ooh. Now this is some real fuck shit. If y'all ain't been paying attention to this, let me say this. It's a lady named what is it? Cosby. Oh, hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on. Because I don't want to disrespect her name. But she has a lawsuit on Fox One about Fox Sports. Let me look this shit up right now because I don't want to disrespect her name.
If this world was mine. While you looking that up, if you have not seen that Luther Vandross documentary, you have to go see it. It is so good. I say go see it like it's at the theater. No, it's I watched it on demand, but it's on CNN put it out or whatever, and it was done by Jamie Foxx. He had got the rights to do the documentary, and it's really good. Learned a lot of things about Mr. Vandross.
Wow.
Rest in peace to him. Yeah.
I'll do that. Before I do that though, I will say, hey, hit the like and subscribe button for the Ish We Talk. If you like how far we done got so far into this, we're like an hour and 37 minutes in. But let's do this. Faraji, that's her last name. She has filed a 43-page lawsuit against Fox Sports. So let's just get into the fuck shit first before I get into some shit that is gonna make y'all think about what's going on. The fuck shit is Skip Bayless with this lady. This lady is a hairstylist. She was going through a situation where she thought she may have had like ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
While she was doing this, he said, I'll pay $1.5 million for that pussy. Now, when I say this,
I bet you I can hit that tumor.
Now, when I say this, I'm saying I don't think that it was worded that way. I think it was more of he was going to make sure that she had a better platform of what she was doing that was going to generate her that much money. But I 100% believe, you know what I'm saying, it was one of those things where that could have happened, because this is allegedly. What I will say is this: ain't no pussy, and I'll look everybody dead in the face. Ain't no pussy worth $1.5 million. And my co-host is a woman. And I will still say this. Ain't no pussy worth $1.5 million. I don't give a fuck how much of a situation of I'ma make sure that this person get their hair cut by you, this person get their stylist from you. This ain't no pussy worth it.
So it wasn't cash.
So in the lawsuit, it's saying that he offered her $1.5 million to have sex with her. Even after she divulged that she might have cancer in her pussy, he still was like, I'm gonna pay 1.5 for that. Like, I don't know how good cancer pussy is. Never had cancer pussy. But that's wild. That is fucking wild as a motherfucker.
It is
Now,
so out there.
Even saying that.
But what I'm
that
asking,
shit.
but what I'm asking though, like, because you said you don't think it was worded that way, so I'm like, was it 1.5 million in incentives? Was it 1.5 million raised? Was it 1.5 million in cash wired to her account? Like, what? How was she gonna get the 1.5 million? Like, I need these details.
Yeah, see, and that's my thing. So because they're not involved in the details, I'm pretty sure it was in incentives where it was going to end up being $1.5 million. Because Skip Bayless, Skip Bayless got millions. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
At the end of the day, I don't think Skip Bayless is that stupid to spend $1.5 million on pussy, where he can literally spend maybe 2 racks on pussy for a top tier a top tier call girl. It's no way in the world he's gonna spend 1.5.
Maybe he heard that cancer pussy is the best. Maybe it's better than pregnancy pussy. I don't know.
Now, because that was what I was on. Now, because I was like, maybe I ain't even gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100. I was like, well, shit, maybe he done learned about this cancer pussy. Like even with that, and anybody that got cancer right now, and I'm not disrespecting nobody.
Man,
I'm 100% just going off of what I think.
He said, word, you got ovarian. You may have ovarian.
Oh, that
jackpot.
Pussy wet.
Jackpot.
That chemo got that pussy wet. Like now.
So when you gonna know? When is it gonna be confirmed?
Now that I even saying that, because right now Lindsay is just horrible as a person.
I'm trying to knock that tumor out there.
Now, this is the kicker about this. When she told this man this shit, this man turned around and said, "Ain't you a Muslim?" Allegedly, he said, "Ain't you a Muslim? You're used to your husband having multiple wives." So he thought it was cool to fuck the bitch with the terminal disease. Because your husband fucking other bitches anyway.
Right.
He
had just gotten married at the time. Like, I think he was married like a year. Or some bullshit like that.
He was only married for a year.
Yeah.
When he did this. Now, double back. This was a couple of years ago. He doubled back and said the same shit to her. Allegedly in the lawsuit. Because this is in the lawsuit. A couple years later, he doubled back and said the same shit. And to the point where he was like, kiss her hands. You know, I can make sure you good. Like all you gotta do is give up that ovarian pussy. Like I don't know. I've never I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but she allegedly says that this is what this man did. Now take that because that's the fuck shit I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna get on some real shit. The real shit about the matter is she was cool with a woman anchor at the time that was on the show and that was on Fox, named Joy Taylor. And certain situations that she was in, one situation, Joy told her to get over it, where an executive vice president groped her and grabbed her ass, and she told her to get over it. Other situations, because that's the like most from what I know so far, that was like crazy, and that's traumatic. Like you don't want your boss doing that shit. Me as a man, like I don't know. I probably been to knock my boss teeth out they mouth, depending on what boss it is. If a man grabs my ass and gropes me, I'm gonna knock his teeth out his mouth. A woman, I'm gonna be like, damn, bitch, what the fuck type of dirty shit you on? But I digress. I move on. What I'm saying is, in this situation, this is one of the most horrific. Other than that, she literally seen her boss, who is an executive vice president, be, I guess, flirtatious or, come off in a situation where it looks like Joy Taylor and Mr. Dickerson, who is the executive vice president, look like they fucking. They cool. They too comfortable with each other. She's seen this shit on multiple occasions. Where she even let her know that, hey, you might want to tone it down. And she was like, I got my dirt on her, on this nigga. Wow. I don't give a fuck. Bop. Again, this is me just paraphrasing, like, because that's not on affidavits. If you hear bop on an affidavit, you should just let that nigga go.
Right.
But this is the shit that I'm seeing, and I'm looking at it more on this Fox scandal, and I'm like, damn. All right, Miss Fraji, that's going on through this. She went through some trauma. Another thing is Dickerson, who is the executive vice president. This nigga should roll. Not only should this nigga roll, like I'm talking about, this nigga should be blackballed. The funny part about him, when Fox went through the whole change, because they already went through a sexual harassment suit, the last nigga that went through a sexual harassment suit is the one that hired Dickerson. So it lets you know what type of game this nigga was playing anyway. So I'll say this, because everybody wants to talk about everybody else. Everybody wants to talk about Skip Bayless. Everybody wants to talk about shit. I forgot my dude's name. It's another dude involved in this. He just involved because he was fucking this bitch. But I only want to talk about Dickerson.
Ocho. Whatever.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
I only want to talk about Taylor and Dickerson, because Dickerson is an individual that was so fucked up off his white privilege, he didn't think nothing was going to take him off his high horse. So he was able to do the things that he did. And Faraji was paying attention to this shit. She was paying attention to the harassment and all this shit going on. And not only was she doing that, she was paying attention to Joy Taylor, how Joy Taylor not only fucked up one marriage, but two, she was married to a nigga, and that nigga saying that she was too close to Dickerson. She had too much, and he immediately divorced her. Like that divorce happened immediately. Y'all can look that shit up. That was a fast ass divorce. He seen what was going on. He said, "Bitch, I'm gone."
Yeah.
And then the other nigga who was her fiance, who was Earl Watson. If y'all don't know who Earl Watson is, y'all need to just look it up. He immediately just was like call off this shit because of the shit that she was on. Now, this is where, you know, people always label me a conspiracy theorist and all this. She was doing that because she was building the case off these niggas and making it seem like she was getting taken advantage of. She was never getting taken advantage of. She knew what she was doing, and then she turned around and tried to backfire that shit on Dickerson, saying, you know, that he was exploiting women and blah, 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 blah. That shit could have flew, and nobody would have said anything at all if it wasn't for Raji saying, nah, this bitch been knowing about this type shit. And I got this 43-page lawsuit saying that this bitch known about this shit. This shit is wild. This Fox Sports shit is crazy.
It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Let's see. Oh, Toby says, well, all those things Shannon Sharp be saying about women make sense. He done been around with sus women and don't seem to trust them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth, because going back to fuck nigga Skip only wanted to fuck this bitch because he thought that bitch fucked Shannon Sharp. She had to prove that she didn't fuck Shannon Sharp. That's even in the 43-page document of the lawsuit.
Yeah,
she had to prove that she didn't fuck Shannon Sharp, and then he gave her an apology for that. But the only reason why he wanted to fuck, because he thought that she fucked Shannon Sharp.
That's how much of a hard on he had for Shannon. That is so
exactly. He wanted to dig into that nigga deep. No homo.
Yeah. Right. So Toby also says, I'm sure that man Shannon Sharp somewhere lounging with a cigar saying, I got the last laugh. I think her involving Joy wasn't necessary, and I believe it was done out of anger for her not standing alongside her. This situation leads to my theory that you can't always trust what the victim says. Instead, trust the evidence that comes out. I agree. This also makes it harder for those real victims, and why these situations are hard to believe.
Boom. Exactly, Toby. That's why I love that she brought Joy in, because Joy, if you've been paying attention, she has tried to double back and try to say that Dickerson forces a way upon her, where the young lady Fraji is already saying that, like, nah, they already been in a relationship with each other. Like, she's trying to say, like, he was trying to force his way upon her and doing it. He didn't force shit. She was sucking and fucking.
Yeah, so she's trying to make it seem like she was a victim now as well.
Yeah, she wasn't a victim. She was sucking and fucking. And I believe that this puts a precedent out there, because a lot of women jump on this Me Too movement, and I'm never gonna say the Me Too movement ain't real. What I am gonna say is it's scammers everywhere. Yeah. And Joy Taylor is, if allegedly, out of everything that's going on, if that shit come to light that is true, that she is every bit of a fucking scammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I really want people to think about, like, when it comes to this Fox Sports scandal.
Mm-hmm.
it's one thing that you got Skip there, you got Dickerson there, but Joy Perkins is the front runner, and the only reason why she's the front runner is because of whatever Fraji has already been saying. She has been cool with the whole thing, and then she turns around and tries to play the victim. You can't play the victim when another victim already exploited you.
Right. Yeah, I mean it's a super big scandal. All I can say is I know Shannon Sharp is so happy to no longer be over there. Cause it just seemed like it's getting worse and worse by the day.
Dude, it's so crazy. It's like, listen, if I was Shannon Sharp, I would be totally putting everything on black. I don't give a fuck if I knew a nigga didn't flush the toilet. I would be saying everything just because I'm not about to be involved in nobody's shit. Like I'm gonna be so much in your bullshit. Y'all don't even want to involve me in this shit. I'm gonna talk about how niggas dig in their nose and pick their boogers and eat them. I'm like, yeah, they ain't even going. Boy, they gonna be like, man, leave that nigga out of
it. Right. Don't involve him in nothing.
Yeah, because I'm gonna bring up some shit. I'm gonna bring up your mama nasty. You don't want to be, you don't want to do, don't put me in this. Don't put me in this shit at all.
Right. I see him dig in his butt and then smell his fingers.
Yeah. Ain't about to do that. I'm gonna be the first one to be like, that nigga said I did what? Right. Oh, weird ass nigga, man. Come on, man. That nigga, that nigga literally shit and he like scratch his own nuts and smell it right through a conference. Like right. You can see him doing this shit. Like, right. I'm that type of petty. Like you're not gonna do me.
Mm-hmm. When he shakes his hand, he pulls you close and talks to you. You got to smell his breath every time, and he won't let you go. He won't.
Yeah. He wants you to smell that. You know why he wants you to smell that? Because he just ate his wife's ass. He wants you to smell that. On that. Like he on that type of time. Boy,
yeah, every time he has sex in the morning and come in the office, he got to talk real close to you. Like,
He told me. He said, that man looked me dead in the face and he said, every time I eat pussy, I don't even wash my face. I just go right to work. Like he told me that shit. Like, bro, I'm blasting you, nigga. You got me fucked to get me out of this bullshit. Do not tell anybody nothing.
Oh man.
Boy, I could, especially if I ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Right.
Man.
Leave me the fuck up out of it.
Jasmine tell you she hated it because you like, man, you know what? You don't be having no gossip to come home to. Because I don't do that shit. Bro, I do my job and I go home. That's it. That's all. I don't know shit about what's going on at the job at all. When I found out about shit, I found out after shit went through investigation. I don't know shit about nothing.
Right. That's the best position to be in. Like with my night job, it's a running joke. I don't know nobody. And I've been there for forever. I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
And be like, such and such and such and such. Who? You know them, but who? And then you want to tell me the tea, I'll listen. But I don't know who you talking about. And I'll be so dead ass. I'll be like, who's that? I don't know.
I don't know shit.
I do my 8 and I leave. I'm out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know shit about shit, boy. Motherfuckers be like, such and such. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I don't know.
I be so dead ass. I don't know nobody.
And then depending on the situation, I don't even want to know. Well, let me tell you. No, you don't. No. When they ask me to make a statement, I'm gonna make a statement on what I know. I don't want to hear shit.
Right. You don't want to hear speculation and hearsay. Then you don't want nothing from me. You want firsthand account. That ain't me because I wouldn't.
That ain't me. Right. I ain't heard about shit. Well, I seen they was talking to you. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't telling. I don't know shit about that.
Right.
Once they asked about it, I cut that shit short. I'm talking about. I done literally wrote affidavits of saying as soon as they mention a investigation, I start talking about chili recipes. I legit have a statement like that.
Right. That's how you have to be sometimes. Cause ain't nobody got time for all that. Nobody got time for all that.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't defend you.
Right.
Nor can I be on the side where I can oppose you because I don't know what happened. I don't know anything.
Right. The only time I had to write a statement was when I was directly involved. Other than that, nope. Don't come to me and ask me for no statement. I don't know nothing. I didn't see it. I didn't see shit. So I saw it on the tail end. That's all I can say.
Word to the wise.
Right.
Anybody who is working in any type of field, like I don't care if this your job or career. And like this is what you're supposed to do. Like when they get to talking about gossip, you go either you go somewhere else or you change the subject because you do not want to be involved in that shit.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But but yeah, we'll definitely be keeping our good eye on this Fox Sports 1 lawsuit situation because I feel like it's gonna get messier and messier. So yeah,
it's gonna get hella messier, and then not to dwell on this, but I'm gonna keep it real. With Joy Taylor, Joy Taylor is a woman you should avoid. That's men, women, whoever in general. Avoid women like her. Women like her, who tell you to act a certain way, but they don't do the same thing that they tell you to do. Avoid them because all they're doing is building up arsenal to go against everybody else. That's and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing her try to come to defense. It's never gonna work for her. Just in my opinion, it's never gonna work for her. Just because of that lawsuit and just because of the shit that she has said already. She's act like so much of a feminist. But yet and still what this lawsuit says is she's just been telling people like, yeah, get over it. Because it's Faraji is just one person. It's another person who wants to remain anonymous. And so that's one of those things where I look at in a lawsuit like, yeah, shit, if she remains anonymous, she know more than everybody else does. And she's talking some real shit. So just be prepared for this not to be quick and easy like you think it's gonna be. Skip Bayless is not on TV anymore. Don't expect him to be on TV for a while. I ain't saying he ain't never gonna jump back on, but he's 73. So just don't expect him to be on TV for a while. Maybe in syndication.
Yeah. He's been gone ever since that show been off, right?
Yeah, he's ever since this that lawsuit came about or certain accusations came about. Yeah, he's been gone.
Okay. Yeah,
Joy's still on TV.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's. I don't know. I didn't know the lady existed until the lawsuit. So, but anyhow, yeah, we'll definitely be keeping our eye out on this because this is juicy. This is very juicy. But anyway, our last subject is a question of the day that I put on Facebook a couple of days ago that I actually saw on Twitter, and I was like, I'll put this on Facebook. Out of all the Cosby kids, which kid gave Cliff and Claire the blues?
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. So, out of all their kids, they had 5 kids.
Which one do you think just ran amok?
Ran amok, just gave him the business.
Yeah.
It would have to be Denise.
Why do you say Denise?
I say Denise because Denise, like, she's the oldest. She's probably hands
She's
down.
not the oldest. Sandra was the oldest.
Sandra was the oldest. You right. Even speaking of that, that just changed my whole format. Hold on.
Forgot about Sandra.
Boom.
Now, fun fact: she was the oldest in the pilot.
Okay.
No, they only had 4 kids in the pilot.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, man, I always thought her as the oldest, but even going into that and me computing this, Denise was the second to the oldest. Also was the most liberated one out of all of them. She, when I say liberated, I mean she actually went off her own accord instead of what was instilled in her in family values. Like she didn't do that. She did her own thing. Denise gave them the most problems because as smart as she was, as intelligent she was, she did everything that they didn't want her to do. She got with a man that already had a kid. She even when she was in college, she did her own thing. She even dropped out. They could not control her. Everybody else, they had a level of control for.
You think so?
Yeah, the only one they couldn't control was Theo, and that's because he was like me and dyslexic.
So I completely disagree with you. The one that gave them the blues was Vanessa.
See, I seen that and I'm like,
yeah, Vanessa gave them.
Vanessa was just a fucking headache at home. That's the thing. She never fucking left home.
She did leave home. She left home. Okay. Example of when she left home. She went to Baltimore for a concert. Didn't tell nobody. And then had to come back. Yeah. That was that episode when Claire yelled in her face, "Go to bed." And she had to go to bed. And that's when I thought that Claire was yelling at me to go to bed. Like I felt that feeling when your mama be yelling at you. That I felt that feeling when she said that. I thought that Claire was really about to snatch her ass up.
All right,
that girl got drunk over her friend's house, and Denise had to go get her. That girl went to college, came back, engaged to this old maintenance man named Dabness Bricky. Remember Dab?
I remember that.
That girl, she tried to be in that dance group. And then she went and did that video on where they were singing the Locomotion or whatever that song's called. And she had those, she had stuffed her bra and all that. That girl gave them the absolute blues.
Okay. So
blues. Denise was trying to find herself. So she got into things here and there. No. She was trying to find herself.
Okay, putting this in perspective of how you looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, I get how you can see that because, no, the only reason why I can get why you can see that is because Vanessa did that and she stayed at home. So, yeah, she was giving them the blues. And now, what I want you to do is I want you to, and the only reason why I say that is because now that I have kids, I get it. Vanessa could have gave me anything as long as she is at home. Denise did that shit and was trying to be gone. So that's a trauma on a parent. That's hard for a parent to deal with. Like, she came back, of course, Denise came back, and like that's what you looking at. Like, Denise came back. She did the same thing everybody else did, but for a certain amount of time, Denise was fucking gone.
Well, we know she was gone. Excuse me. So if we're talking about in real life, Lisa Bonet gave them the blues. She the only one that gave them the blues.
Yeah, like
we know why.
But no, I'm just looking at the see. Let's see how you look at it, because that's how everybody thought Bill Cosby was everybody's daddy, and that fucked everybody up. Like, you got to think, she was gone for so long, they was worried. And we ain't even talking about the husbands. We talking about family dynamic. You're worried about what's going on.
But if we're talking about on the show, they weren't worried. They knew that she was in Africa.
In Africa? You're still worried. What are you talking about?
I mean, yeah, but the worry don't change just because she was in Africa. I mean, the worry is the worry. Like, the rest of them went to college. They left outside of Theo. They left town. So when Sandra was in Princeton, you still gonna have that same worry. When Denise was at Hillman, that worry's the same.
You're not gonna have that same worry.
Where did Vanessa go? Virginia? Like, that worry was the same.
You're not gonna have that same worry. You're not gonna have that same worry when they're not reachable. Denise is in Africa. She's not reachable.
But none of them was a hop, skip, and a jump.
Lindsay.
What?
Say if you're the Hustables.
Okay.
And so say, as the Huxtables, you're living out. I'm sorry, I'm just dealing with Jasmine. But say as the Huxtables, you have a son that is damn near down the street. You have Vanessa, who is a couple of states away, and then you have Denise, who you heard was in Africa. Like, the last time you heard from her, she was in Africa. Who are you worrying about the most as a parent?
Okay, so I get your point. There's levels.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. She gave them niggas problems. I want problems every day.
But
like,
I don't.
What she did.
But it'd be one thing if she just was like, I'm just gonna go to Africa and just cause hell. She was over there, doing,
it don't matter what she did if she's in Africa. I don't understand. Okay, so especially in the 90s when the Cosby Show was prominent, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all paid attention to Africa was in turmoil. Where I got homeboys that went to Tanzania, real shit. And they went there right after a fucking war that happened tribally. And so I got homeboys that literally talked to me about how they drove over dead bodies to get where they were supposed to be.
Mm.
This is when the Cosby Show happened. You think that they wasn't worried about Denise because she was in Africa? You crazy.
I'm not saying that they weren't worried about Denise. I'm not saying that.
She gave them the most problem. That's what you're going to think about all day. Vanessa gonna tell you, oh my God, somebody broke into my car, Dad. I'm so crazy. And he's gonna be like, all right, we're gonna call AAA, go home, and then he's gonna think about Denise being out in fucking Tanzania by herself.
But this is the thing, though. This is the thing. Because I don't think her going to Africa was a problem. Like, if we're talking, because we're not talking about what was going on in real life. We're talking about, like, on the show. her going to Africa wasn't a problem because she was over there on some positive shit, right? So I'm looking at who is the one causing the most mischief, who's just doing shit to be doing shit, who's just not necessarily a fuck up, but you know right from wrong and you choose to do wrong anyway. It's a difference between ignorance and stupidity. You doing stupid shit. Vanessa was the one doing stupid shit.
And even if you go that route, it'll be Theo.
Speaking of Theo, so Toby
Theo
said,
was the one doing
Theo.
dumb. If you gonna do that, if you gonna go on that route,
okay, yeah,
that's Theo. Theo was the
did
dumbest.
do dumb shit. Theo did do dumb shit, and I would say, and I can see someone making an argument for him to be the second, but the first was that damn Vanessa. That damn Vanessa, boy, the getting drunk, the going to Baltimore, the coming back with the maintenance men, like all that shit. Like, come on now.
I'm gonna keep it 100. Vanessa was the least of their worries.
Why do you think Vanessa was the least of their worries?
And the reason why Vanessa was the least of their worries is because Vanessa, especially being young, she was moving how her older sister moved. As she got older, because she was always allowed back in the house, you got to think, Vanessa was always there. She was always allowed back in the house. She always had a level of understanding how they moved. She was the least of their worries because she was always gonna move either how her daddy moved or how her mama moved. It's gonna take some time. She's gonna do whatever, and then she's gonna go right back into the, you know what I'm saying, whatever format that she's comfortable with. Yeah, and I will say that just keeping it 100 with how I know my sibling dynamic. Most of my siblings, they're not like me. They don't know what I'm saying. They don't want to pursue anything or else. They just want to stick to the format that got them comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa was gonna always go back to what got her comfortable, so she was the least of their worries. They wasn't worried about her. They was more worried about Denise, and then they was more worried about Theo because Theo was dyslexic. Then they were worried about Rudy. The reason why they wasn't worried about Rudy, because even though Rudy was gonna totally vent from them, Rudy wasn't dyslexic. You gotta understand that they're gonna go on what was going on in their household.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the one that gave him the least worry was Rudy.
Yeah. You never have to worry about Rudy. And the only reason why I say that is because I was the youngest in my family for a long time, and then my cousin Jaquette came. And then when my cousin Jaquette came, they just really let her raise herself. Like I used to always be around just because I would be over there and it'd be like us and a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, a bunch of kids. We all like 8 to 10 years old. And my Aunt Vaughn, like, yeah, we about to go. Like,
mm-hmm.
But she literally grew up off us. Like, and to this day, like you don't never have to worry about her. Like she's in her 30s, she's good. She takes good care of herself. She don't worry about nobody. And all that is because she didn't have all her siblings was older.
Yeah.
All of us. I always say that I'm her brother by default because our mamas are twins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's just my sister that was 7 years younger than me.
Right. I get that. Tohy says, Denise was electric. She was up with the times when it came to style. Yeah, she was. And she said Vanessa was something. Vanessa was a mess. That's my vote. My vote is Vanessa.
I wouldn't have never, as a father, Vanessa wouldn't bother me. You know why? Because Vanessa always knew to come home. Denise didn't want to come home. But that's what I'm gonna worry about.
Vanessa was fine when she was at home. Like she was like a straight A student, you know. she was like, you didn't have a problem with her when she's at home. It's when that motherfucker went outside. When she was outside, she was outside. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem, because you can't lock her in her room. You gotta let her go outside. But she don't know how to act when she go outside.
And she don't.
And
But
that's
the thing
problem.
is, she still know how to go back home. Denise never knew how to go back home. Even if, like, in this scenario, because
Denise will find her way home.
okay, so in this
She
scenario,
didn't want to be there, but she will find her way home.
so in this scenario is about who gave them the most problems.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you say that, you're not saying that, you know, Vanessa could have brought this weird nigga here and blah 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 blah. That might not be no problem to them. That shit is they just like, okay, we just gonna deal with that because we love Vanessa. So when Vanessa come back home, this weird ass nigga can come here too. We talking about Denise, who was totally like leaving them absent of what was going on in her life. They're scared to death. They don't know what's going on with Denise. Denise can tell you this and can tell you that. We've seen how different world works. Denise can tell you what she's doing. She's totally not doing that.
Yeah.
She's doing something different. And
but
that's
which
what,
one?
and that's what I'm saying.
Which one is worse? Which one is worse? Like, I guess that one would be worse, because I'm thinking, like, which one is worse? You finding out while it's going on, or you finding out after the fact?
You find it out after the fact. Everybody feels worse when you find out after the fact.
After the fact. So then Vanessa would be worse, because that's when they always found out after the fact.
No. I'll take that lie back, because
yeah.
At the same time, she still was at home. Like, that's the thing that, for everybody who's listening, I want y'all to pay attention to when it's at home. When you're at home, you have a certain level of comfortability. Even if they doing some fuck shit, it's still a certain level of comfortability. They never had a comfortability with Denise until actually Denise came home. They were worried about her. That's why they even allowed for this fucking weird kid that ain't even there to be adopted, because they were so worried about her. They were so willing to adopt a bitch that wasn't even theirs.
You talking about Olivia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were so
Yeah.
They were so worried about Denise so much they was willing to adopt Olivia.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty interesting question. And
it is an interesting question.
Ask Jasmine who she think.
Jasmine. I'll bring her over here right now. Who you think was the most volatile person, or who gave Cosby? Who gave the Cosby's problems? As far
what
as
kid?
What kid gave the Cosby's problems?
I didn't watch the Cosby, but whatever the Bonet child.
Whatever the Bonet. She didn't watch the Cosby. She was born in 90.
I said whatever the Bonet child, the light skin.
Lisa Bonet.
Denise.
Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even she said Denise.
Well, given the fact that the Cosbys went off the air when she was 2, we're just gonna not pay attention to what she says, and we're just gonna move on.
I'll take it.
Right. Now, if you would have said Vanessa, now would be like, yeah, bring her on camera.
Yeah, she was just like, yeah.
Let her speak. But no, she said Denise.
Denise. I mean, it's true. It's Denise. It's Denise. Only because, again, for the viewers that are watching, it is only because Denise actually wanted to diffuse herself from the family. Once you do that, that puts a certain type of fear for the mother and father. When you do that, when you just totally just like defunct, they don't know what's going on, and they so scared for you. They don't know what's going on, and they pray every night. Like they just hope the best for you, and they hope that they don't get no weird ass call. Like that's the problem, because I don't give a fuck what everybody else is doing. They still have the opportunity to go back home if you have that good family dynamic. Everybody is able to go back home. So you're always worried about the person that refuses to go back home.
Yeah. And I give you that. That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, I don't have any final thoughts. So Jerry's final thoughts. Take it away.
Oh, Jerry's final thoughts is easy. Listen. It's 2025, y'all. We are entering a new age of everything, as far as commerce, as far as our actual labor of doing things, taxes. It is a bunch of things that are going to change. The one thing that I want people to pay attention to out of everything that I just mentioned is none of that. I don't want you to pay attention to none of that. I want you to pay attention to this. At one point in life, sticking your thumb on the crest or right in the booty hole is what you're supposed to do when you hitting them from the back. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. That's what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. If a woman tells you that's weird and she don't like it, I can't even say she young. I just say she weird. Period. And you shouldn't fuck with her. Like, nah. Like, you gotta know that shit go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. That's the thing you're supposed to do. If she don't allow you to do that, it's gonna be a downhill battle from that. After that, she's gonna try to schedule when she gives you head, and that's whack. Don't do that. If she doesn't let you put that thumb there, put it in there. Oh, well, that ain't for you. Don't do that. Don't. Man or trans man, I'm just telling you that don't let that happen. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
Yeah. Thank you for Jerry's final thought.
It's something I've been thinking about for the longest. That's weird. Like, it's the weirdest shit.
Lord have mercy. All right. So this is episode 144 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys for 145. Bye.
Exactly.